Hello, 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 guys. Hold on one second. Let me finish sending this to somebody real quick. Give me a second, and I will fix this. I gotta send this to somebody. And okay, yeah, there's a lot that I had to kind of reconcile. Did I say I was gonna have you up today, Chris? Because if yes, then I'm sending you a link right now. And if not, then I can handle it either way. I can't remember now. Like I've had so much stuff, like so much stuff, like just packed in. Okay, okay, cool, cool, cool. I'll drop a link, or I'll just drop it here because I'm cool with that. And yeah, man, it's just insane. All the stuff that's going on right now is let me say hello to everybody first, Chris, and then I mean you can click it now, but I want to say hi to the people first before I add you. But just want to yeah, I mean it's just like everything is just like insane, man. Like this world is just when I think that it can't get any weirder, like it just seems like there's always some like ritual or some type of agenda being pushed, or like we were talking this morning, like they push like these you know victim looking people to change the laws, and then the most extreme person takes advantage of that, right? Like it's really a mind game, right? And if you think about Satan, right? um Satan is the adversary, right? And if you think about government, right, that's mind control, right? And so like, and I know I've said this before, but it's like it's adversarial mind control, right? We're going against you know um, this mind control to get out of here. And ever since we were born, right? Like we were degraded, man. Like just completely degraded. And it's crazy. Hey, what's up, Sheila? So let me say hi to everybody. I'm sorry. Here I jump into how we're being degraded. All right, Chris is here. Faith is here. That's great. And Deb is here. And Sheila's here. So how you doing, Sheila? I wanted to talk to you yesterday, and I fell asleep 2 times. And then today, I wasn't feeling that good at all, and I did fall asleep today and slept a little bit, but it wasn't good sleep because I was um I was feeling kind of sick, but I think I'm feeling okay now. It's just weird sometimes when you're catching up on sleep and you just don't feel nourished. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. Sometimes I let myself kind of go. But let me add Chris to the show. Hello, Chris. How are you doing today?
What's going on, brother?
Not much, man. I was thinking, is this guy blowing his nose right now? Like, is this guy doing a sniff, like one big sniff before I bring you on? But
No,
I
I'll,
guess
I'll hit the mute button for that.
that's good, man. You're the man, dude. So how have you been doing? I mean, I know that like you have taken a couple trips or something like that recently. Like,
Yeah, just going up to my grandpa. I was trying to spend as much time because he's ready to go. He keeps saying it.
yeah,
I don't
I think
blame him.
I think sometimes we get to that point, right, where we don't really fear death anymore. We know where we're going, and it's like okay, I'm done with this life, whatever is forming, on the next life, it's got to be more comfortable to be out of the body. The only reason, like, you could think of wanting to stay around is for your family. But like, if your family's like um spiritually lined up, right, then it's like, yeah, I can't wait to go, and I'll see you all when you get there, and
Yeah,
that
dude. That's the thing too. He lost my grandma died when I was about 15, 16 years old. Um, my uncle died, his son, when I was like, I want to say 19, about 20, so not long after my grandma. And then his brother just died like last month. So he's ready. We don't blame him. He's 91. He's just like, I'm ready to go. I'm sick of this world.
wow, 91. That's one thing that scares me more than death is living another 40 years, man. That was, if someone said you have 40 more years to go until you meet God, right? I'm like, oh, no way, man. I would feel like I was in prison. Like, that would feel to me like I'm in court and someone's sentencing me to 40 years. That's what it would feel like.
Yeah.
Like, if someone said to you, Chris, you got 60 more years to go. So,
Dude, I don't know why, but even since I was a teenager, I was been saying I don't see myself living past 50. I don't want to live past 50. Uh, that's crazy. Now that I'm a dad, it's different, but
yeah.
I would be okay if I didn't wake up tomorrow. I know, my son's in good hands. I know I'd be going to a better place, and I know it was God's will.
Yeah, absolutely. Who's this about Neil? Oh, Neil on FED. Oh, okay, okay. I didn't know that. I thought Neil was always a good guy. Uh, Sheila, I didn't know that he was hypocritical in any way. But I haven't watched Flat Earth debate in a long time, and so um, yeah. I mean, I still like, I'm a member, like a dollar, whatever, dollar a month member, just because of the information I get out of there is worth that. And but I don't watch the flat Earth debate shows anymore because I've realized what it is now. Like, I used to think that was all organic, right? Like, that the people were coming on there and being yelled at, like really having a debate about the Earth. But now that it's like obviously not a globe, right? It's like these same characters keep rotating, right? And keep getting like cussed out, and I'm wondering what would make you come back and get cussed out over and over and over again, like what would drive a person to do that naturally?
I have no clue, bro. I just had someone attacking me for, stating McDonald's serves human meat.
Well, you sent that to me, right? And I was and first, like, a warning popped up on my YouTube for the first time ever. It said
What?
something about this material is blah 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 something, and I just quickly went past it, and then I watched it and I was like, ugh, I don't want to see this. Like, I assumed that that's what was real, but I didn't want to hear it. You know what I mean? Like, there's like something about it. I don't know. Yeah, it seems like that show is staged, right? Like the FED, and like I'll say this, right? And Nathan provides a service in the sense that when we're first learning out like flat Earth, right, and people don't want to hear it and it's irritating. There's a part of us, right, that wants to have that release, right, that wants to just curse somebody out, right? And so you watch Nathan's show, and then he curses somebody out, and you're like, "Oh, I finally got my release," like he cursed somebody out, right? And it provides a service. It's a good show that you feel good when you leave there because you're like, "Yeah, you told that baller." But in reality, right, is that a real scenario? Would Rumpus really show up every day for the last 5 years and get his butt handed to him? Like, I don't know, man. To me, it doesn't seem organic. You would think there'd be new characters coming out of the woodwork or something, you know?
Yeah, I have no idea what show you're talking about.
So, have you ever seen Nathan's Flat Earth debates?
No.
Okay, so like it's like he's probably one of the best debaters, I think. But he only debates on his own show because they mute him and he hates that. So
Hmm.
he kind of takes over. He's like a alpha type guy, right? But like um these ballers come on his show and he just like berates them, man. You know, he lets them state their case, their evidence or whatever, and he just like, destroys these people. But it's like if you're a baller, right? A serious baller, um why would you have these people show like the same people show up every day and get yelled at like that? Because he says horrific things to people like teabagging and all this other. I mean, it gets horrific. Like
Yeah.
he'll say that to people, and I wouldn't show up for that if you were saying that kind of stuff to me. You know?
That's funny. I'll have to check into it.
Yeah. I mean, like I liked it when it like when it first started, right? And it was like I guess I ran into his channel when he had like I don't know like 10,000 subscribers. So he was a pretty big channel anyway. But it just gave me a release. I'm like, yeah, man, he's barking at these people, and it kind of makes me feel good, that like I don't have to yell at people. I'm getting that emotional release. But then I realized that if I don't let that negativity in, right, then I won't need that release, right? So like it's like I'll just enjoy the science part of it. So I found like shows that like taught me more about the science part of it more than teaching me arguments, I don't want to know arguments. I want to know like things like radio waves, right? Anybody can shoot radio waves to the moon, right? That's not something that only the scientists can do, right? I want to know like experiments that everybody can do that they cannot hide,
Yeah.
like things like that I think are useful. But I think he's great, man. He's good at what he does, man. But yeah, it is crazy.
I forgot what I was gonna say, but the thing about the McDonald's thing, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah.
it could be false information, but you think they'd be down if it was false. Like that specific video said found human DNA,
Yeah.
again. This wasn't the first time. And every time I've eaten McDonald's, oh my gosh, the feeling like I feel like just crushed for the next 2 days, and it messes my bowels up, and it just makes you feel horrible. It makes me feel horrible. I don't know about
Yeah.
everybody else. It's
I
just
think that like if you're used to eating it, right? Like if you are in a routine of eating McDonald's all the time, right? Your body will adjust to it, right? But like if you eat normal food, right? Which it's hard to find that anymore, right? But if you eat normal food for like 2 weeks and then you eat McDonald's, you will feel different. You know what I mean? But like if you eat McDonald's all the time, which is what they want, right? Is you won't feel a difference and you'll just be killing yourself with that stuff and not even know it. You know what
every
I
time
mean?
I see the drive-throughs just packed. Always at McDonald's too. It's like, man, those people.
Well, and not only that, but right, as much as I don't want to eat there, right? And as much as I know that the food is messed up, when I pass it, I'm like, McDonald's. Like, I don't know why. That's the response in my brain when I see it, even though I know it's not good food, right? And I know that it's bad for me, right? I'm like, McDonald's. I want to go to McDonald's, try some, get me a McRib.
Their
And
breakfast used to be good.
well, I mean, like, I don't know if it changed or if we changed, right? Because like I all that stuff could be good to me if I ate there all the time. Like
Yeah,
a
it
sausage
definitely
muffin does
changed.
not sound bad to me, but I know that it's not good. I know it
It,
causes cancer. You know what I mean?
yeah, it definitely changed over the years, like their ingredients. I mean, if you think about it, even pizza. the ingredients in Pizza Hut, Mazzio's, all those places, they've changed over the years.
Yeah.
How many different times? It's crazy.
Yeah, I can't even eat it anymore just because of what the symbolism means now. Like I can't eat it. Like it just makes me sick, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm Italian, right? So it's like it's, you know, my grandma used to make focaccia and all that stuff, but I just this world is so perverted and nasty and disgusting that like, you know, you can't like you can't enjoy nothing no more, you know? There's always something
Yeah.
that's got to be. And I hate to be like this negative dude, right? Because it like really we have a lot to look forward to, right? Like
Oh yeah.
really like you know we'll be able to like outgrow this place and there will be no more tears and old things will pass away, you know, and there'll be a new heaven and new earth and we won't remember this pain, right? Or any pain, you know? And so it's good to know that, right? It's good to know what we are and what we have to look forward to. But it's hard to know that, like, what this place is. And the fact that the only reason it feels bad for us is because we're so attached to it, right? Because we want it to be good, you know? We know that it can be good and it's not. And, like, that's like, it's frustrating, right? You know?
Yeah, but we're so blessed just to know, the word and know the knowledge we have. Like a lot of people, they just, they're born into families that aren't religious. They know nothing. They just kids nowadays. I have no idea. You think most of them are probably atheists, like teenagers nowadays.
Yeah.
I'm a pessimist sometimes, like definitely sometimes. I try not to be, but it's so hard in this world. It's like, man, we're so blessed, but at the same time, all the evil, it's you gotta have a certain balance in your life, and sometimes I let it get to me when I shouldn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, like, it's okay. So like it's a delicate spot, right? Like we want to be positive, right? We want to like we know what this world is. We know that Jesus overcame it. We know what we have to look forward to, even if you're going through struggle or pain or discomfort at this moment right now, it will be better, right?
Yeah.
And all that will go away eventually. It's hard to not be negative in the moment, right, for some people because they're experiencing the worst part of it, right? And so you got to be sensitive to that, right? That there is that still going on and acknowledge that. But at the same time, right, offer the hope, right, that we have a creator that can't lie. We have a creator that doesn't lie, right? And that has promised us things beyond words, right? And to know where we are in the power structure, right, above angels, right? Like, I mean, we're like royalty, right? And there's probably not that many of us. And the world has you thinking that there's billions and billions of us, and that you know we popped out of nowhere, come from a monkey, we're flying around, you know, on a speck. When in reality, this is all there is. You know what I mean? And there's probably hasn't been that many generations of us, and there's probably not 8 billion people on there. It's probably way less than that. And so when we finally do get there, right, everybody that God had imagined would be there in the end will be there, you know, and everything will be, it will work out perfectly, right, the way God wanted it, and we'll understand what happened and why it ended up that way. I don't think we'll be sad about it. I think we'll have an understanding that's beyond what we have now, right? Because I think as human beings, right, we want to be attached to everything, right? Like whatever we have right now in front of us is the best it can be, and let's make the best of it, right? Some of us have that attitude, but the majority of people have a derogatory attitude about things, you know. That's hard to accept, right?
Yeah. I'm glad you said that though, man, because we're the elites.
Yeah.
like Faith knows what I'm talking about. This truther, I wouldn't call. He's a truther in the sense like he keeps it real. But Barricade Garage, he he's pretty. What's the word for it? He can
Goofy.
be inappropriate, but
Oh,
he
yeah.
always keeps it real, and that's what I love about him. He either you love him or you hate him. Like he's friggin' hilarious, bro. Um, yeah. Sorry, dude. I took a hit of my stuff right now. I'm pretty lit right
I'm like,
now.
I'm waiting for you to say like what he talks about or what he's about, and you're just like, yeah, man, he's you either like him or you don't. I'm like, who? What are you
Promoting
talking
him,
about?
promoting him on a Christian channel. Well, I wouldn't, a Christian channel, but like a Christ
Yeah.
and truther channel because he's
Well,
not really. I wouldn't call him a truther, but he keeps it real. Like he knows a lot of stuff, and he cracks me up. He's
what's up, Sasquatch? Hey, Raven.
Barricade Garage. Yeah, either you'll love him or you'll hate him. Either one.
So is he like mainstream-ish, or like is he like a mainstream type guy?
He
Like,
started out
do you notice
doing.
any hand signs or any like mark of the beast stuff? None of that.
No.
Because
He started out small, dude.
I've been
It's
noticing
still.
like even down low in the channels, right? You'll see people doing that mark of the beast stuff, man.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's crazy, but no, he's not like that. He started out small, like he is a mechanic. I can't even talk.
Yeah.
And he started out making just mechanic videos, and he started doing skits, and then now he just goes on rants that are just
Uh,
hilarious, so
I have a
fun.
feeling he's like Jake or something like that. Like
Black
Jake.
dude, he's got dreadlocks. He is hilarious, and he just keeps it real with everything going
Well,
on in
maybe
the
I'll check it
world
out.
to like
What's the guy's name again? Say it again.
Barricade Garage.
Barricade Garage, Sheila. Yeah, I don't know either. He's like a guy that keeps it real. I don't know. But
He's got
yeah, I
him.
mean, yeah, he said get conversation after 5 minutes. I completely understand his situation about letting the world get to you, but Jesus will stay strong. Yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah, with Jesus, right? Like it's like this is the way I look at the world, right? Now, you also have to add in and be sensitive to the fact that there's real pain, right? There's real people suffering. I've had my own pain and I've had my own suffering, so I know that it's real, right? And
Absolutely.
so we got to be sensitive to that. But if you wake up every day and try not to put yourself in the center of the world, but just you wake up and you're part of the world, right? You're a small piece of it, right? In your head, and then it's like not like a video game, but I mean basically like a game between it's God and you do what you're supposed to do for God, and God will take care of you while you help other people that don't have that connection with God, right? And so like if you focus on life that way, right? And I'm not saying it's good, bad, or whatever, but that's just what I do, right? Is I use my connection with God to try to help as many people as I can that don't have that connection, right? Or as strong of one, maybe. Or maybe I go to somebody that has a stronger one and they help me, right? And I kind of look at it like that, right? Because if I wake up, right, and I think about like, you know, 7, 8, 9, 10 days down the road, right? Then I'm getting out of now I'm getting into like, okay, I'm plugged into the world and I'm like, part of the narrative where it's really one day at a time. How do I navigate this situation?
Yes.
And everything boils down to your connection with God.
That I'm exactly 100%. One day at a time. That's how I live. It's
Yeah, and in its scripture, right? Like God says, like today has its own troubles, right? Like there's enough trouble in today to only worry about today. To worry
Yeah.
about tomorrow, it doesn't matter, because you might run into like Goliath or worse, David, and he might whoop you, in one day, right? And then it's like, well, all this worrying that I did about like later on, like all this worrying that I did about the future, it means nothing, right? And so there's all these opportunities to be, you never be afraid to be great today, right? And
Absolutely.
I think part of that is being humble too, right? Like be great and be humble at the same time, if you can, right? And I'll tell you what, it feels good sometimes when you can go to bed and you're like, oh, I did the best that I could today. I don't, maybe I could have done some things better, but I feel like I did a good job today. That's a good feeling,
Yes, it is.
And I don't know, like, how to spread that, right? Because because there's always this feeling that if everybody did everything that like was in the Bible that we're supposed to do, right, this world would be like paradise, right? But it's hard because we can't expect ourselves or other people to be perfect, right? We're all gonna make mistakes. We're all gonna be tempted to like want comfort, or we're going to be tempted to want more than we have, or wish that we were different, or want to feel different than we feel, or there's always going to be those things that pull us away from um, you know being in the middle of like what are the lines, right? Like in between the lines is where I need to be when we get incorruptible, right, after we leave this earth, right, and we're incorruptible, or as we stay on this earth in the 1,000-year reign, right, and we're incorruptible in our bodies and we don't feel bad anymore, it's going to be easy to do the right thing when we don't feel anxiety or fear or tired or hungry, right? It's going to be
Mhm.
easy to like, oh yeah, what can I do for you, because I feel great,
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? Like you'll feel the greatest you've ever felt in your life, and you'll be in the best shape you've ever been in your life, right? Like physically, and you can't ever feel bad. It would be easy to do good things for people. Like, oh, here, let me grab that bag for you, man.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Let me walk your dog, or I don't know, whatever. You know.
Yeah. I've got my flaws, bro. I've got my flaws.
Yeah, man, we're just made out of this meat. It's horrible.
I would love to get in shape. Man, I do push-ups and stuff like that, but that is not enough. I need to be out there running. But I always
Yeah.
make up an excuse not to. Shoot.
But yeah, it's like always a reason to not do it. Like, oh yeah, I gotta clean up today. I'll do it tomorrow, man. Like, it'd be nice to clean up today, but I'm kind of tired. I'll do it tomorrow. And I'm one of those people that put it off every day.
Yes, I'm a procrastinator, big time.
Yeah.
And, I will get to it.
And yeah, it's just it's amazing, man, because like it's weird that like we were told this story, right, since we were born, right? Imagine if it was true, right? Like now I can't even picture it now, but like imagine if like um evolution was real and the world popped out of nowhere, and like imagine if they were able to get the world to really believe that and buy in, right? Not just most of the world, but everybody, right? To where it was just a fact, right?
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine if that's the way life really was? Is it like the best it's going to be is this, like, 70 years at the max or whatever, 90 years at the max of this life of being hungry and tired and drained and depressed and you know drunk on
Yeah.
occasion, right? Like it would be hard,
Man.
man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd be depressed as hell, man. Like now, like now that I know what's coming, and to think about like, what if all that was true right now? What if I didn't what if I didn't believe in God, and there's all these people super happy at a channel believing in God? Would I hate those people? Like, you know, I
Yeah,
wonder, right? I wonder, like, is that why people hate us, right? Because we're happy, because
yeah,
they don't want it to be true or something, or
something. Everyone has their reason, I guess. I have no idea, but I'll never understand it. But
yeah, you would think that you would want to go hate people that are mean to you
yeah,
instead of hating people that are happy, you know? That I just never get that, man.
yeah,
But some people would rather be around the misery that they're used to having, right? Because they know what to expect, than somebody that's all happy and smiley and you're like, hey, what can I do for you, buddy? Like, like you're like, whoa, whoa, what's this guy all about? Like he's always trying to help out and smile at me and all this stuff. Like, what's going on here? Like, is that weird? Like, I don't know. Like, I've always been that guy that's been like positive and happy, right?
no, that's a good thing.
But
That's a good thing. I've been trying
right,
to work on
right.
my
But I,
brain.
but like, imagine if everybody's like all grumpy around you, right? And then somebody's all happy all of a sudden. You're like, okay, whoa, what's going on here? Like, would that be weird to you? Like,
No, it's actually it's refreshing because everyone around me can be negative. Not everyone, but my little brother, he wouldn't come out and have dinner with us because my older brother was there, and he's got so much animosity towards my older brother because some of the crap he's done. My older brother, he's but he's done a lot of things to my mom, which is beside the point. But he can't put it aside and even come out and have dinner just for my mom's sake. You know what I mean?
is it
Like
because he's like ashamed of it, or
he
because of
no,
what
he
your
just
mom did to him?
my little brother, he hates my older brother because what my older brother did, what he's been doing with, he's on meth, he's taking advantage of my mom financially. He uh he he gets the for the army. He gets his checks, which he deserves,
Yeah,
and he'll spend it, on drugs, and then he'll borrow money from my mom, and he'll pay her back, but then he'll be borrowing money again.
yeah.
And
Do you
anyway,
think? Do you think if you explained it to your little brother that it's not so much that your older brother is bad, it's just that he's sick, that he's really sick?
he knows that, but like at the same time, I don't know why he just won't have anything to do with him. Like the last time he spoke to him was like last year, I think. He said, "Hey," that was it.
Maybe it's because like it's hurtful, like maybe he looked up to him in a way that
Yeah,
he's like, wow, what's going on with him? He used to be my hero and he took that away from me, kind of thing.
I think that's what it is because they've always had a relationship, different than me and my older brother, and different than me and my little brother. Like
Yeah,
they always had their inside jokes and whatnot, and I don't know. You're probably right. It probably did hurt, and
yeah,
I just wish he'd get over it. Not get over it, but accept it for what it is. It's like he's messed up. You
yeah.
know, he he's just gonna have to find out the hard way.
Well, does he like, okay, so it brings me to like conversations I've had to have with my children, right? Like that, life is not fair, right? Life is a place that every 50 or 100 years people have to get guns and fight, right? Like
Hmm.
life doesn't always go smooth like this for 100 years, right? The way it is. This is lucky, right? This is being blessed, being in America and having 100 years of history with no wars here, right? And so like most likely there's wars, where things break out and it doesn't matter what your education is or how much money you have or you're going to lose all that, right? And so there's countries that are like that all the time, right? And so I had to explain to my kid, right, that sometimes you're going to have the best idea and you're going to be the smartest one in the group, and they're not going to go with your plan, you know? And that's just the way it
Mhm.
is, you know? And so it's hard to break that down and to explain it to them, and then at the same time saying that not everybody that's bad um, is necessarily your enemy, right? They could be sick, right? And not everybody that's good is necessarily your friend. They could be trying to screw you over, right? So sometimes you have to let your family be bad, right? And you know what I mean? Sometimes it's good that they're not always good. Now, I don't know if that makes sense, right? But
Yeah.
but it's a way to explain that there's nuance to things, right? You know, and it's hard, man, because how do you get that through to people?
Yeah, I
You
know,
know?
because I know how he feels, but at the same time, I sometimes feel that way too, but not to where I hate him. Like at first when everything happened, yeah, I did because we got physical. Like it got physical. Me and him were throwing punches, and he was saying he was sober when he wasn't,
Yeah,
and we told him to leave the house, and there was a big thing, and he just kind of went crazy. And luckily, we didn't have to call the cops. Luckily, my kid sleeps through stinking thunderstorm. He
yeah.
sleeps like a rock. He didn't wake up. It was absolutely crazy. It was like blessing. It, it absolutely was a blessing because we were yelling and it was stupid. Like my brother was living here at one point and we had to kick him out because of the meth use and he was, his pupils were the size of freaking. They were just all black. You couldn't even see his color of his eyes, and he's sitting here saying he was sober and he wouldn't take a drug test, and
Yeah.
uh, that's all in the
Some,
past. I just
sometimes
wish my brother would over it.
sometimes it feels hurtful when it's like, just tell me the truth, man. Like, why, like, don't lie to me, and make a fool of me, man. Just tell me the truth, and I'll help you. You know,
And
sometimes you just want that.
I help Brian. I help my older brother, dude. I'll take him home. I'll go pick him up, whatever he needs. Like I saved his butt from getting arrested, even though part of me regrets it because he probably would have been better off in jail. But that's where we asked him if I wanted to pick him up, and I went and picked him up. And
You're
but
you're getting a
anyway,
lot. You're getting a lot of support from the chat, man.
oh, good. I wish I could see the chat. I can
Yeah,
see
you're
what.
getting a lot of support. Some people are thinking this is pretty powerful stuff, man.
Good.
And
I'm
it's like,
just
you know,
putting my heart out.
you're.
You know?
I think you're supposed to be there for your brother. I mean, even though you do kind of regret it, and in hindsight, maybe he would have been better off in jail. But like you as a person, right? This is who you are. Somebody that helps, right? And maybe
Yeah.
your help doesn't always go over the best way, right? But you are still who you are, right? Which is a good person, right?
Yeah.
And
I
you're not.
mean, but I've been there too. I've had my, I've had my parts of the life I was on, drugs, not those drugs, but
Yeah,
stupid pharmaceuticals.
me too.
Um, and I just know how it is. So I don't let my older brother, feel like he's not part of the family. But he comes out like every weekend. I'll go pick him up. Sometimes he'll come out on a random day, but he only stays for a couple hours to a few hours, and then we either take him back to Tulsa or take him home. He lives in Muskogee. I shouldn't be
Wow.
talking about this.
Well, I mean,
It don't
I've
matter.
been through it, right? Like I had my own addiction problems, mostly drinking, but I had my addiction problems too, and my dad was an addict too. So like I went through it with my dad too. So like there was a lot that I can kind of relate to you about that. We just want to make it easy for them to get better, but sometimes we're gonna have to let them like let them suffer a little bit, and it's hard, right? Because that's the last thing we want, you know.
Yeah, it is. I mean, he's got every way to get help, but he just refuses. He just is going with this delusion in his head that he's doing fine when it's tearing his brain apart. It is. He's so fried that he literally believes his own lies. But
I mean, is he all skinny and everything and messed up? Like,
yeah, he's
oh
getting the
man,
meth face, where the cheeks go in so far that it doesn't really
oh
come back.
man. Hey,
But,
if you want after this stream, I'll delete this if you want.
oh, it don't matter, bro.
Might
My
help
healthy
somebody.
brother, you go fuck with him or mess with him. Excuse me. He's gonna tear you apart.
Yeah.
Good luck with that. Army trained.
Mhm. That's good, man. I
But
love you, brother, man. I'll go ahead
love
and round
you.
out, man. I'll say this, man. Thank you for your honesty and your candor, and I'll say this. There's nothing that is out of range for God,
I know it.
and I think that the best way to get somebody to the Lord, right, is through brokenness, right?
Absolutely.
And
It's the only
so
way.
we'll see what happens, right?
Very
So,
blessed. So
hey,
blessed.
Cindy, did you want to come up or no? If Cindy wants to come up, then I'll bring her up. Okay,
Sweet.
here. Cindy's here. Let me see. Hey, Cindy, welcome to the show. Did you mean to come up here? You're on mute. Maybe I can't hear you. Map, map.
Sounded a little.
You sounded like the
Okay.
Aflac duck. It's not working. That sucks.
Cindy.
Maybe she was gonna say something. I don't know. But
Huh.
anyway, oh, she's typing. So let me see what it says in the private chat. Oh, she just wanted to. Ah, okay, yeah. She just wanted to send me a private message.
I love all
All
you
right, guys.
guys in the chat. I appreciate everything. Seriously, you guys are
Yeah,
family.
yeah. I love this group, man. I do,
Uh,
especially these afternoon groups when they're small, right? Everything just is like smooth, and everyone is so tight, you know. This is my favorite. Really, is my favorite ones. The morning ones are good, but I like these ones too. All right, guys. Well, I love you and praise Jesus for his sacrifice and his grace. That's really what it's all about, right? That's how we get from all the way bad to all the way good, right? And we've all been there. We've all been broken, right? And all glory to God. And see you guys tomorrow at 7 a.m. California time. And pray for the children. See you later.